Everyone, it's Sean from What Up, and welcome back to another video, and happy Wheel of Time Wednesday. We had a couple of different pieces of news today. Tonight, we're going to walk through that It's a Wrap Season 2 video that the Wheel of Time official Twitter and Instagram accounts posted today. Now, I'll show you the video after our brief intro here, and then we're going to go through a few stills of it that may give us a little bit of information about Season 2, or just confuse the hell out of us. We really don't know at this point, but it's fun to speculate, and we're going to go through and see what we can figure out from these. So if you're new to the channel and you don't know what we do here, we cover Wheel of Time show news. So anything and everything to do with the Wheel of Time, well, that's what we do here. We talk about the show, we talk about the books, we talk about leaks, rumors, official news, castings, you name it, we cover it. So if you like Wheel of Time content, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell. And of course, if you like what I do here, make sure to like the videos, because YouTube likes to reward high like ratios of videos. So there's that. All right. Now, before we get into the video, I'm going to give a slight spoiler warning here. So, spoiler warning, we're going to talk about certain elements of Season 2 of Sony and Amazon's Wheel of Time show, and I'm going to do some wild speculation. So, if you haven't seen the first season and read the first 3 books of Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series, that's The Eye of the World, The Great Hunt, and The Dragon Reborn, be forewarned, I am going to ruin parts of them. Now, we are going to jump in here, and I'm going to show you the little clip that the Wheel of Time dropped earlier today, and it's sort of a trailer or an end cap, I guess, to the full season of shooting, and it has some interesting tidbits in it. So we'll watch that first, and then we'll go through some of the images like the one you see here on the screen. We'll try to figure out just what are they doing. All right, enjoy the video.
Step by, nice and quiet.
Close down.
Rolling, camera,
Sound speed.
and action.
Okay, cut.
Well, that's a wrap on season 2.
Can't wait for you guys to see it.
All right, so you've seen the video, really very cool. I like seeing stuff like that. Now, in the lead up to Season 1, we've seen a lot of those things. Now, I will let you know that the Wheel of Time Twitter account is the one that posted this, and they interact with the fandom almost exclusively through Twitter. Now, it'll eventually go on to Instagram. I think it went on Instagram afterwards or around the same time. But they do a lot of fan interaction on Twitter. Now, we've seen it in the lead up to Season 1. They interact with the fans for about 2 years before Season 1 dropped, which was absolutely insane to me. Now, the real marketing campaign for the show didn't start until about a couple of months before the show dropped, but they were interacting with fans for a very long time. We've seen a lot of clips of behind-the-scenes stuff, props, castings, all kinds of things from the Wheel of Time Twitter account, and this is no exception. I think, especially with the rumored very long wait for Season 2, we're probably going to start seeing regular monthly content from them. Once in a while, we'll see something on Wheel of Time Wednesday where they drop something teasing Season 2 to keep the fans interested. So let's face it, they did not interact with many other people other than just the core fandom until a couple of months before Season 2 dropped. So while we may not see much advertising for the show, I fully expect the Twitter account to continue interacting with the fans in the next, 8, 10, 12 months before the second season drops. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Twitter or don't have Twitter accounts, but it might be worth it to create one just to follow them, because you do get to interact with the people who run the account, which is pretty neat. They interact with pretty much everybody. It's a lot of fun, and you get to see people like myself on there posting Wheel of Time content. There's a whole community centered around Twitter of Time. It's worth checking out. And again, the link to their Twitter and mine as well is down below in the description box if you folks want to check that out. Now, we're going to talk about some of the things in this video because some of it is pretty straightforward and some of it is confusing as hell. And I'm not going to lie, the wheel is the first thing I wanted to talk about because I don't know what it is. I can guess, I'm going to speculate, but really it's not based on anything because this is not something directly ported from the books, and I don't believe it's anything adapted from the books either. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but I don't think a wheel-shaped torture or restraint device was in the books at any point. But there's all kinds of theories out there already about this, but I like thinking of it of a couple of different things. So I'm going to think of a couple things that are probably plausible for when this was shot and how it fits into the season, and then I'm going to give you one that's completely outlandish, and let's face it, the outlandish one may be the closest one to the truth because I really don't know. And that's why I gave the spoiler warning, because we're going to do some speculation. So this wheel, my first thought was Shanchan. Now this is obviously filmed in Morocco, so we think it's part of episodes 7 and 8, although they did film some tidbits from earlier episodes in Morocco, we think. So it could show up earlier on in the season, we don't know, but I think it's from episode 7 or 8, so probably Shanchan. Maybe it's where they they tie up women who could channel while they fit them with that sort of mouthpiece that they had. Now in the books it was a collar and a bracelet. In the show at the end of season 1 it was what looked like a giant mouthpiece, like a gold mouthpiece that covered their mouth so they couldn't speak, and also big bracers on the Suldom. But maybe this is where they tie up the Dame and actually fit them with the Adam. I have no idea. Could be a Terran Grail that attunes the Adam to them. That could be something. It's a very big change, of course, from the books, but that could be something as well. But it's probably something to do with the Shan-Chan. That's my guess anyway. Now, my second guess is this could be something a random Forsaken created just out of the desert stone with the one power to restrain or torture someone. Perhaps Lanfear does this to Rand. I really don't know. But we know there's going to be a couple of extra Forsaken in season 2. So that's a possibility as well. Now, the outlandish one is this is something the Aiel use, which, of course, the Aiel don't do this sort of thing. I don't think the Aiel tied anybody up like this on a wheel in the books, but we think they're filming some Aiel scenes. We think they're filming some scenes in the Waste, so this is a possibility as well. So let me know what you folks think in the comments down below. How do you think this wheel fits in? It's certainly a very Wheel of Time motify. That's not a word at all, not even close, but it sounded cool. How do you think it fits in? Let me know in the comments down below what you folks think. My theory's close, not really hitting the mark, or do you have something different? Let me know. All right, then we see some other behind the scenes stuff here. We've seen them working on prosthetics here, which is neat. I mean, this doesn't really give us a whole lot of information about the show. We do know that they're going to be doing some, full prosthetics for upper body and things like that. Now, I'm not really into a lot of VFX and stuff like this, but I had to ask my daughter because she does a lot of stuff like this. She's actually wants to be a makeup artist when she gets older, and she's saying they're basically making molds and casts and things like that. So it's really neat to see that they're actually carving these things out and making them. I don't know how it's going to fit in or how it's going to work, but it's neat to see that sort of thing. And of course, they're making weapons. We see all these swords. It's not an assembly line, but there's a lot of people in the room all working on this. It doesn't give us a whole lot of clue, but the first thing I thought of when I saw these swords was Conan. I mean, they look an awful lot like the twin snake swords from the Conan movies. Maybe that's a small nod to Robert Jordan because we do know he wrote a few Conan books. I don't know. Maybe we're going to get some, little nods to Conan in this second season. That would be pretty cool. But that's the first thing I thought of when I saw these swords. They felt very Conan-ish to me. Let me get this. Some shots of them filming. Now, this is what appears to be a shot from episode 2. So this, I would have to guess, is either the White Tower or something very similar, the Amaryllis Study. We know we're going to get some more scenes in the tower in the second season because we meet Elaine Tricand, and we know for sure that Elaine is first introduced in the first couple episodes in the tower because I leaked that, almost a year ago now. We're talking 8 or 9 months. Very long time ago I leaked that. So really neat. We know we're at least getting the tower in the second season, the second episode for sure, because of this particular shot and the clapper there showing its second episode. Then we had a couple shots of a table read. Now, this was interesting because myself and a few other people were talking in Discord, kind of poring over these things, trying to figure out who everybody is. Now, in this particular shot, we know most of the players. We have Marcus in the back there, then Rosamund Pike, and then Yosha, and then Zoe, and then Sierra Coveney, and then Priyanka. And Priyanka, of course, first thing you notice was she has a couple of bananas around her. She has fruit. She has fruit near her, and that seems to be a running gag with her, that she always has fruit around her, or waters her hand, or snacks or fruit. So pretty neat to see that. So this one here didn't really give much away, but this one's interesting. So we have Rosamund Pike in the foreground. We have directly behind her, I believe that's Taylor Napier. You can't really see his full face, but I think it's Taylor Napier. To his left is Madeline Madden, and then to his right, rather, is Madeline Madden, and to his left, your right, is a mystery woman. Now, this mystery woman is important enough to have lines of dialogue and be at the table read, but we don't know who she is. She hasn't been cast yet. I don't recognize her. I have no idea who this actress is. If you folks have any idea, send me a message. If you know anything about it at all, let me know, because I'm really interested. I pored over a lot of social media today. I was online doing a lot of reverse image searches and stuff. I come up with absolutely nothing at all, so I don't know who she is. But you have to remember, even though they're at a table read, they may not be a big part. So my guess is this table read is probably going to be for the first or second episode, or perhaps both of season 2, because we've seen something similar for season 1 when they showed us shots of the table read. It was for episode 1. But we've seen a few people at that table read and the first season that did not have big parts. So Lila Ibarra was at the table read. Dania was at the table read. Neither one of them had big parts in the show. They had a few speaking lines, and they were in and out fairly quickly, but they were at the table read. So just because they're at the table read does not mean they're a main or a recurring character. They could be something small as a background vendor that has one line of dialogue, or they could be just someone they put there to kind of mess with us because, let's face it, they're used to our tricks now. They know that we're going to pour over everything, so that's a possibility as well. Now, let me know in the comments down below if you have any idea who this mystery actress is. I've zoomed in, enhanced, and done my best, and I really don't know. But let me know if you folks know. So that's pretty much every single shot in there that confused me or I wanted to talk about. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything else in this particular video that you folks want to bring up. There were a couple of other neat things where Rosamund and Daniel were talking, and it showcased a couple of other shots, different angles, different things like that, but none of it really gave much away. It was designed as a big tease. Now, you gotta understand today's Walt Wednesday, and they released it on Walt Wednesday, so my guess is maybe, just maybe, we're actually going to start seeing something monthly again from them, which happened before the first season. We saw something at least once a month from them, sometimes more often. And I'd be okay with that. I think it would be really neat to see castings, behind the scenes videos, prop videos, things like that leading up to season 2 just for the fans. All right. Thank you so very much for sticking with us here to the very end. Here's to many more.